welcome back to Salty Sunshine. We're getting salty. I have a guest today. Brianna is in Hawaii. So this week we're welcome with Natalie.
Hi.
Natalie is married to my cousin.
Yes.
Which makes you my cousin-in-law.
I'm your cousin-in-law. That's right.
Which I was like, I looked it up today because I was like, is that the term? Cousin-in-law?
Yeah, that one you have to think about sometimes. It's like, wait a second.
I know. It's weird. So Natalie is a fellow content consumer, right? She consumes all the stuff.
Yes.
So I'm excited to have you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So you're on vacation right now, I know. So you're so kind. How's your vacation going? So her and my cousin Jessie have a baby about 1.5 years old. And how was her first, is this her first trip?
It is technically her third trip. It's the last few times that I took her, she was an infant. And this time, toddler, it hasn't been easy. Let's say that.
Oh, she was a good, you drove or you went, no, you went on the airplane.
We flew, and that was just half the battle. But just, she's at that age where we're having to watch her and change her. But I'm glad we came. We're seeing family.
Okay, so what's going on? What's the last show you've been watching? What do you want to dive into first?
Well, I think the P. Diddy stuff is so...
It's crazy. I heard, the baby oil part was the best part of the story. And then his lawyer came out saying, well, he just likes to buy in bulk.
Right. There's a Costco down the street. Okay. Yeah. So
funny.
Okay.
Yes, I love that. And so first they said he wasn't eating because he was scared they were going to poison him. And now they're saying that's not true. He's eating fine. So yeah, it's like all back and forth. This is going to go on for years. You have to remember the Epstein stuff. I think it started in 2015, 17. And then it didn't go to trial till 22 or something. It was some crazy.
Yeah.
Time. So this is going to be going on forever.
Always takes a really, really long time with this stuff.
It does. It's annoying because we want all the information. How many videotapes do they have? Because here's the thing. I don't think they started this. I don't think how people, the more money they get, the more, and they get into other things. I don't think he's been doing this since the beginning. I think he gradually, got into, that world and got sicker and sicker and, whatever, and got more bold. And then the more money you have, the older you get, the more confident you get. So I wonder how far back, what evidence they have, So I want information.
Yeah. We want to know we want to know the story.
50 Cent is doing one.
Oh, that's interesting. That's going to be really good.
But I don't know why he has any pertinent information, but he's doing something with Netflix.
Interesting. And it has to do with Diddy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I follow 50 Cent now. I feel like him and I could be friends. He's so funny.
There you go.
He's so funny. He doesn't care. He just says, he's like Kanye, but not.
Yeah. Not bipolar.
Right. He's Kanye, but not crazy. Yeah. And then I was thinking, and this is a terrible joke on my end, but I'm like, do you think Diddy is sitting there in his jail cell thinking, I didn't have to pay Cassidy all that money. I'm in jail anyways. I could have saved myself $30 million.
Yeah.
If this was going to happen anyways. So can you imagine him? I thought I closed that door and it's not closed. Yeah. It's crazy. It's wild.
Yeah. It is wild. And I think you're right about the fact that
this didn't just happen. And it's so freaking frustrating because they're everyone that's ever talked to Diddy is in on it. It's it's so silly. Obviously not. He's been having these parties forever.
Yeah.
These parties, those white parties are not where they're doing the freak offs. They're doing those parties separate.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's what people are saying. Just because somebody's been at a white party doesn't mean that they were necessarily involved in, the baby oil scandal of it all. It's come on, it's crazy.
I know. But it is going to be interesting to see who is involved. Because again, we don't know how many tapes go back and how far they go back. But then that they released like a underground draft of Kim Porter, which is his ex-baby mama.
Right.
She was writing a tell-all, but they're saying now the person that released it is like anonymous. So it's like now that's probably not real either.
Oh, so she was writing a book, but she ended up dying, right? And I don't really know that whole story.
Okay, so she was only like 45, 46, 47. She died of pneumonia, which is very unusual for someone that age. So she like got sick and got complications with pneumonia and she passed away.
Right.
So now like that's weird. So now they're saying, of course, he's involved, but they're saying he's involved because she was writing this tell-all book.
I see. That makes sense.
But it's also like, first of all, you're going to tell me like the book is just in someone's random hands and all of a sudden it comes out? That makes no sense. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how much I believe about that. And then her kids came out saying like, her kids were like, that's not my mom. That's not true. Like none of this is true. So I kind of don't believe the book. It's on Amazon or something. And people are buying it for $27. Yeah.
Interesting.
I know.
It's sad. It's sad that she passed away.
Yeah. He has 7 kids.
Regardless of what happened, but oh my gosh, I didn't know that either.
He has 7 kids. He has a newborn I think they even said that he married this girl privately. So maybe she couldn't testify against him or something. But again, this is all alleged. I don't know what's true, what's not. I just find it very hard to believe that he's been doing this from the get-go. And like, come on, you know how people talk. Like, there's no way. I feel like this is like an older man, older in his life type of thing, later on in his life. Like people get, money is like, what do they say? Like money and boredom is like the recipe for like evil, bad things. You have like, that's not the saying. There's a saying, idle hands, whatever.
Yeah. I know where you're going with that. I think that also goes back to the whole like Hollywood scene where it's like they have lots of money and lots of time on their hands and there's some weird stuff going on there. And it's just like their own little community. And I think Diddy and whoever, there's a lot of other celebrities that are, involved in that. And that's going to eventually come out. So it'll be interesting to see because I also saw that there was like a list of people that they're saying that are involved in this and that, that's been leaked. Did you see anything about that where there was like a list of people? But I think it's just people on the internet making this
I
list.
didn't see the actual list, but I did hear like obviously like the FBI talked to a lot of people before they went forward with all of this. Cause I was wondering the other day before this happened, I'm like, what happened to all the Diddy stuff? Like they raided his house, all this stuff, and it's like quiet. So I'm like, what happened? Yeah. Like, what are they doing? Like, again, another like thing falls through the cracks. It's a big deal and it's really nothing. So
right. I think they're being quiet right now. They're not releasing information.
There's too much to go through probably. And there's like all these new people coming out with new stories. Like it's constant probably every day. I did hear that he's sharing a cell with Sam Goodman, the guy the crypto guy.
Oh, interesting. I didn't hear that.
That's what I heard.
Wow.
So maybe it's like a safety thing, like to put them high profile.
Oh yeah. And they're watching him like a hawk in that cell.
Yeah. If something happens to him, that would be crazy. It would
be like Epstein all over again. Yep.
We never got answers from Epstein. Not one name.
Not one.
How does that happen? It's like a big nothing burger. I'm so sick of this. I want answers. I have questions. I need to know. All right, that's on Diddy. I don't really have anything else on him. I'm just like, it's interesting though. Like not one person, all these people that come out and talk all this crap with everybody, like not one person has come out, not even defend or not defend, just say anything. And I get that they don't want to be involved, but then they go run their mouth with all these other things. It's like, oh, now you're quiet. Oh, nice.
Exactly.
You know?
Now they shut up, right?
Yeah. It's crazy. I'd be interested to see. Do you watch Dancing with the Stars?
I don't, but I saw that Cara Delevingne. Yep. Delvey.
Anna
Cara Delvey. Anna. I'm calling her Cara. Anna. Yeah. That I saw how she said that she had got nothing out of the show. And I was like, okay, that's on point for her. So I think she's just playing it up. And then I was bummed to see that Tori Spelling got kicked off right away.
So
I like Tori.
I haven't seen the show, and I haven't seen it, but I also was boycotting it until I wasn't going to watch it. I was annoyed that they put her on the show because she's a freaking criminal. And I'm like tired of like blow up of all these people that do terrible things. And it's like, you're putting her on there with her ankle bracelet. I'm like, I can't.
Yeah.
But I do know that she got voted off the first week along with Tori Spelling, and that they had to like rip the microphone off of Tori Spelling's.
I didn't see that.
Was giving like her Academy Awards speech, and they're like, all right, lady, like, okay. So because she's like so desperate for the limelight.
She's so desperate. I know.
So she's devastated. I know. She's devastated.
I know she is. And like, I follow her, I think on Facebook, and she was posting about it. And, you know, she dedicated the song to her kids. And I think it was the Greatest Showman song. And it was just so, and then I read that she got kicked off right away. And I was like, oh no, poor Tori. But yeah. She's just.
No, it's annoying because all the hype, especially with Anna, I think her name is Anna Sorkin, by the way. I don't even know. It's both. So
yeah, we don't know.
And for her to get kicked off the first week, it's like, oh my God, what a waste. But she was crying. They found her crying in the bathroom because she felt like no one liked her and like all this stuff. And it's so funny because it's like, you're the biggest fraudster. You stole billions of dollars or millions of dollars, and you can't handle a little like public like nonsense. So that was interesting. That she has
all a front.
It's like when you're stealing money, you're fine. Okay. Mm-hmm. But God forbid. Yeah.
I kind of agree with you on that. I was like, when they put her on the show. But it would have been interesting to see her go through, you know, at least a few episodes. But she's a jerk. I don't like her.
I will give it to her though. She's herself.
Yeah.
She's not putting on a front. Like, she's being honest up here. She's like, I got nothing. I'm leaving with nothing. She's like, I'm good.
I don't know. I just think it's like this tough girl attitude type of thing where it's like, okay.
No, I think she's just a bitch. Like, that's her.
I know.
Why
I guess that's.
Paul?
Yeah.
She's like, I can't dance with you. You look Paul. So
the girl that did her Netflix series did her accent so good because it is like 5 accents in one. I'm like, what is going on here? Like, I thought it was a really bad acting job, and then I'm like, oh no, she really talks like that.
I know. And then like, where did she come from? Was she still in jail? Was she on house arrest? Like, where
nobody knows
before this? So weird.
Nobody knows. She's an enigma. We don't understand.
No, I think she's on some sort of arrest. Mm-hmm. So she's either still serving her time or she's
on probation probably right now.
But in the U.S. or abroad?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Huh. Well, for them, I feel bad for them. I do. I feel bad. I mean, they must have worked really hard and then they got kicked off. Poor thing. You didn't watch Mormon Wives, right? Secret Lives of Mormon Wives?
I didn't watch it, but I've been here. I listened to an interview about one of the girls was being interviewed, and I thought it was really interesting. I'm like, whoa, like
it's good.
Yeah, and it's on Hulu, right?
Yeah. So the drama before the reality show, it was on TikTok, and it was just a group of moms, like they're in Utah, and they're Mormon moms to their first husbands, and they were just like a little group having fun, and they did the hashtag Mom Talk, and they blew up when one of them admitted that her life was ruined, her husband was leaving her, her friendships got ruined because she started soft swinging, and she only called it that because she didn't know what the hell else to call it, and it's basically like messing around in front of your partners, like in one room. So that blew up a long time ago, and then they did this show. It's really, let me tell you, it's the most vanilla drama, and I'm here for it.
I'm here for it too.
I'm so over the freaking other housewives, and all they do is fight and get ready for 5 hours to sit at a table and fight. I'm like, this is so boring. This is not even real. It's not real. Nobody does that in real life. So this is like more like my jam. Like, it's stupid drama. It's like, I don't feel like dirty drama. It's like fun.
Yeah. And it seems like they're all friends. They're young. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's some, I don't know if I'd call it scandalous, but it seems like there's some
vanilla
borderline. Yeah. Some vanilla borderline inappropriate things. And I agree about the housewives. It's like, I feel like the franchises have completely,
it's going down.
It's going down. And Bravo knows it too. It's sad to say. I still watch, I think I watch OC, and what else am I watching right now?
Salt
I don't know,
Lake?
but
Salt Lake?
I haven't watched Salt Lake, but I will watch it.
Okay.
But I can't get into Dubai. That's one that I can't. That's one franchise.
No, can I tell you why I love Dubai? Because I feel like it's more vanilla. You know why? Because in Dubai, you're not allowed to act like the animals in the other cities. In Dubai, there's even an episode where they got in a little altercation at a party, and they're like, we could get arrested. Like, you're not allowed to have these kind of like yelling fights, and you're not allowed to curse in public. You're not, like, it's a thing. So it keeps them kind of calm. And they're more like nice, not nice, decent. They're decent to each other. So I enjoy it more because of that.
Yeah, you don't like the fighting, the constant like yelling and screaming.
And it's fighting. It's stupid. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense. It's like the fourth time you're talking, it's the fourth episode and you're still talking about how whatever. It's like,
I feel like they're fighting most of the episode half the time. And people don't want to see, I don't want to see that. I want to see them have fun, go on a trip, you know, get drunk and do something silly and, you know, hook up with some random person there or whatever it is that they do. You know, like they used to do, like Luann would back in the day, you know.
Or have a disagreement. They're not really disagreeing, they're picking up stuff and it's just they're harboring on it. It's like, no.
Yeah. I know. It's gotten out of control. It's so bad lately that I don't know what's going to happen. I think they're going to end up doing like girls trips and, you know, maybe just, I don't think New Jersey's going to come back either after last season. That was bad. Yeah.
Teresa's going to be on The Traitors. I never seen that.
Oh yeah. I saw that she was going to come. I never watched that, but I'm like, maybe I'll watch the one that Teresa's going to be on. That should be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if she'll comprehend, but
I know. It's so funny. And so let's talk OC. What do you think? Did you see the last episode that Heather had like a runway show?
Yes, I saw that, and I thought there's a lot going on in OC. I know that they brought Alexis back.
I cannot stand Alexis.
I know. And then Alexis has come out recently saying they edited me wrong, blah blah blah. And I'm like, girl, I don't know if that's the right way to go about it. Like, I think she should have just been like, all right, I'll come back the next season and redeem myself a little bit. I don't know. She's been in this game before with Bravo and being on the show. It's like, you can't blame editing for everything. I mean, you were talking about Johnny J going on and on and on and on about your sex life, and you can't deny it. So I don't know.
She's the epitome of why people don't like religious people because they're so cheesy and contradictory.
Right.
She's so annoying. Like everything about your behavior is ick. Everything is like what you're doing is ick. It's like you're not being nice. You're not being genuine. You're not being rational. It's just like all bad. But to top it off, this relationship is really like what's making everyone not like her. Cause it's like, that's your whole thing. Like it's your whole person. Like get out of their relationship. Like they're exes, let them deal with their stuff and you just be you. She could have done that, but I know what you're talking about when she said she's going to now go like live or something for every episode and tell you what's real and what's not real. It's like, why don't you just quit the show? Like, stop.
I know.
But Bravo doesn't like that. Bravo doesn't want you giving all the details and like trying to make them look like liars. They don't like that, so they're not going to invite you back.
I know. That's exactly what I was thinking too, and I don't understand what strategy this is that she's, you know, taking. I'm like, just keep your mouth shut and just, it is what it is. And it seems like they did Shannon a little dirty this season. I mean, it just, Shannon's a hot mess. She is, but I don't know. I mean, she looks great.
I feel like trouble follows Shannon. I feel like Shannon is somewhat of a narcissist. I've always thought that. I think she's always like, she talks, doesn't listen. Like, I think all these things, and she's obviously like alcohol issues. But yes, this season with what's happening, I mean, the fact that they brought her newly ex-boyfriend with a new girl that is ex-friends that sued her. Her and her ex-husband sued her in the past. And it's like, that's a lot of stress, plus the DUI, plus everything else. It's like too much. It's like nobody wants to see that much of a train wreck that get piled onto. Yeah. So yeah, that's everyone's on Shannon's side, and it did not go the way Alexis thought it was going to go. Like, She's not reading the room. She's not reading the room. She needs to be more self-aware. But I just think she needs to pull it back with her boyfriend. It's like there's nothing worse than a new girlfriend that comes into the picture and acts like they know everything. You weren't there. That's not your business. You weren't part of the relationship. You weren't. It's such a bad look. It's so annoying. It's like so annoying. So that's I don't appreciate it. And then him not wanting to be part of the spotlight, like whatever. Obviously, you're a liar.
Yeah, he looks so dumb. And you know what? Everyone loves Shannon because she is a train wreck and she puts herself on TV and she got divorced on this show. She, you know, gained a lot of weight because of the stress, and she put that all out there. And I think that's why people like Shannon, and that's partly why we watch it. It's also sad in a lot of ways, but But I think you're right, too, in the sense that she has some narcissism, and I think there is some kind of alcohol issue there. I mean, she did run into a house, and, you know, Tamara will say that.
No, with her dog. How dare she?
How dare she?
Put that dog's life in danger.
What's that dog's name? Oh, my God, he's Archie. With Archie in the car.
Oh, he's so cute.
Poor Archie.
And Alexis came with a dog that looks just like Archie? Like, that's weird.
Girl, what is that? I mean, she's just trying to be Shannon. It's creepy. It's really, really creepy.
Yeah. I'm not into it at all. No. Wait, and Tamara, I can't stand. Let's not even talk about her. I just want her off the show. I don't know why they brought her back. She's just an awful human being, and I don't care if she's putting it on if she's putting it on for TV, then she's dumber than she is awful. Like, I can't. Do you like her?
I used to like Tamara a lot, and then when they brought her back, I was happy, but now I'm like, Tamara is just not a nice person.
I thought they weren't going to bring her back from last season, because last season she was just as bad as this season. It's like, you're just like a clown.
I heard reports that, you know how her oldest daughter doesn't talk to her, and then the other two kids don't talk to her husband. So that's a sad situation. But I think her oldest daughter, and there was some articles that came out saying that her oldest didn't want to talk to her because she always goes back on the show and she always puts herself out there and, you know, as a public figure, and, you know, she kind of is addicted to fame. And I'm like, you know who was talking about this was Vicky. And I forget if I saw it on the show or like read it somewhere. And I thought, that's interesting. And Vicky was like, you should do anything to get your daughter back. And not coming back on the show might have been one of the reasons why. I don't know if that's true. Is it because allegedly. She's
on the show, or is it because she acts so stupid on the show? Like,
I think it's both. I think it's both.
You know, if she acted like a regular person and just herself, I don't think it would be such an issue.
And I think her daughter, from what Vicky said, her daughter is upset that she talks about it on the show too, like her relationship with Sydney. And so I think there's a lot of issues there that just pertain to the show. And so now I'm thinking to myself, why would you be on the show if it's costing you your relationship with your oldest daughter? So it's interesting.
Also, she just got all this. Did you see all the work she got done on her face?
Oh, girl. She got like that blue chemical peel and was posting it.
A picture, and I didn't even realize it was her. I was just like, ooh. I'm like, ooh, that looks so painful. Like, oh, what's going on? And when I read, I'm like, that's Tamara. Like, what does she do? And she's like putting it all out there. And I'm like, whoa, you're brave to put that on camera. Yeah. Wow.
She's thirsty, girl.
Can I tell you, now that she's healed, doesn't look any different.
Yeah, I didn't really understand. She got a brow lift. You know, she lifts those brows up, which I'm like, okay, because she did like the lower face not too long ago, and that looked good. But the blue chemical, I don't really know what that is. I don't know.
She burned her CO2 laser.
Okay.
Oh, the blue, I don't know what the blue was, but she did so much at once. Like, her face was like on fire. It looked so painful. I was like, yikes.
It looked really painful.
All you see under her comments is Team Shannon, Team Shannon, Team Shannon.
Oh, that's funny.
Comments are the best part of everything.
Oh, they so are. Yep.
They so are. But I want to ask you what you thought about Heather's runway show. Mm-hmm. The whole Emily drama, the whole meltdown. I'm so Team Heather, and everyone is like, I think, okay, so Emily, she's very secure about her body, and she's worked so hard to get to where she wants to be, all this stuff. So I feel like I've not encountered myself, but like I've seen a lot, like with Brianna being in dance, my daughter being in dance, and all that, like girls, they put their insecurity onto other people, and it's really nobody else is aware. It's like it's all in your head, right? If you don't like something about yourself and then something happens, they like lash out at people, and no one knows what's going on because it's all going on in your head. Like it's not like no one's doing anything to you. So I feel like that's what happened with Gina. She just felt a certain way, and she's trying to make it like something was done to her, and I don't think anything was done to her. And so Heather took offense too, because she's like, you're being accusatory. Fine, but where Heather screwed up is that in the confessional, she's like, the dress did fit her, not loose. Like then now that's why everyone's like kind of like. But if she wouldn't have said that, I feel like Emily was totally in the wrong. Like, what are you yelling about?
Yeah, I think Emily's a ticking time bomb. We've seen that on the show. She is. I mean, it's like, she'll get a few drinks in her and she will lash out. And then it turns into, well, I had a terrible childhood and blah, 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 blah. So I think, too, she also comes across as somebody that's very secure with her body. But really, she's just like any other woman that, maybe you gained some weight or you weren't always thin, that's always something that's in the back of your mind. And I think whatever happened that day, it just got to her. And she, again, is like a ticking time bomb, and she lashed out on Heather. Yeah. So, and I think Heather can come across as insensitive at times, but I agree with you. I don't think that it was necessarily, I don't think Heather did anything to her. I think the dress fit her and she looked beautiful. So I think it's just her own insecurity at the end of the day.
It's hard to talk to someone when they're coming from such a sensitive place, but it really has nothing to do with anyone else. It's all about what's in your head. And like, I feel like she's done that with her husband, Shane. Like she's always like lashing out, and it's like, he's like, what happened? What did I do? It's like, it's all, it's like it's you. And you, the person across from her, you don't know how to react. And it's so uncomfortable. And I've dealt with that sometimes, and I'm like, oh, it's so annoying. Yeah. Depending on your level of comfort with the person, you can't be like, it's all in your head, because then that's a fight. But it's like, this is all you, like nothing happened.
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. And again, that's the kind of drama that I don't mind seeing at times, because it's authentic and you're like, okay. But yeah, Heather, she always comes across as the bitch, where it's like she's the one that just doesn't care, and she's the skinny one. So I think Emily kind of has it out for her at times.
Like a bitch. I think that was a bitchy comment, the one I mentioned about the dress not being loose. That was a bitchy comment, and I was surprised she made it, because she's usually smarter than that, Right. Because she's not like a crazy person. But I do think that because she has so much money, she gets this label. But I think she's actually pretty down to earth. I actually listened to her podcast. She has a podcast.
Oh, you do?
I've listened to it.
Of course she does.
No, but she was like one of the first ones.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Forever. And she has great guests. She has all her friends come on sometimes. She's very down to earth, as far as like, I could totally be friends with her and I wouldn't feel like, she has so much money. Her life is so different than everyone else. Like, that's something you can really feel sometimes. But I feel like I love listening to her. And also it's like the outlandish, like her vacations and where she goes, and she goes through all that. It's like really interesting to see that world through her eyes. Like it's so fun.
Yeah.
So I like her.
I love seeing that. I love seeing the money. Yep.
Oh my
God, seeing the money on the show, and
yes.
Yeah.
I love it. And I feel like because I listen to her podcast, maybe I see her in a different light, because she's so down to earth on the podcast that when I see her on TV, like I feel like she's good, But and those girls are not easy.
Yeah.
So okay. Well,
there's parts of Heather that I like a lot. I do like Heather. But I also think that she just sometimes, like they call her fancy pants, and she can be a little snobby. And I think she can throw digs at the girls too sometimes, where they don't always appreciate it. But do I think it's her fault that she sold her house for $50 million and, is totally set for life? I mean, come on, you can't fault her for that, And it's not all just because of her husband.
For her one dig, it's like the world blew up, and look at Tamara's behavior. Look at they can do it a million times, and it's like, that's just them. And she does it once. It's like, oh, the world.
I know.
Yeah. So cool. All right. Well, that's OC.
Okay.
we'll talk about Salt Lake another time because you haven't seen it. You don't watch Tell Me Lies, right?
No.
Okay, amazing show. You should watch it.
Is that on Netflix? That's like a series, a scripted?
It's based off a book.
Okay.
And I think they took the book further, like what's the other one? The one with Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Shoot, what is that called?
The really good one.
Yeah. Yep, the really good one.
So that was based off a book. Yeah, that was based off a book, and I think they took it further, the show, because it was so popular that they took it further, even though there wasn't a second book. But Tell Me Lies, I think the same thing, but it's getting so good. It's literally about college students, but like one of the guys is like a narcissist, but it's or a sociopath. I don't know what he is, but it is good. Like it's a good show. So I highly recommend that.
Okay.
Did you see the Hayden Panettiere people interview?
Yes. Let's talk about that.
Okay. I love her. I feel very bad for her, but she's definitely on something. Pills.
Yeah. What is your, like, what do you think's going on there? Because I know that her brother died, and I don't really know the story behind that all. And then I know she was in like a bad custody battle too. And I think she's just been through a lot in her life the last few years.
I think there's people that just suffer from depression or addiction, and the same things that happen to everybody else will happen to them, and they can't handle it the way other people can. So I don't think her brother passed away from an abnormal like heart condition. It's not like she had anything to do with it or she felt responsible, or it's just one of those things. Yeah. So that's what happened to her brother. And of course that's awful and a huge loss, but that happened a long time ago. When she was on the show Nashville, did you see her on that show? So good. Oh my God. So good. I love that show. So she was on that show Nashville, and then she married that guy, and then she seemed to be okay. But I feel like it was when the marriage kind of imploded and she had the baby that everything kind of like went left. So when they got divorced, I think that's when she went like downhill, because she was, and it's interesting because her character on the show Nashville, she suffered from depression. She suffered from postpartum. She suffered from what she was actually suffering from in real life, which was, I don't know if they did that on purpose or was it coincidence, but it kind of like she played the role so well because she was actually going through those things. And so now she got her custody taken away or something like that. Like the kid went to live in Australia or some,
like another, I know it's another country. I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's really sad.
She got custody, and then now she's promoting a new show, which it will be interesting to see how she is in the show. And that's why she did the interview, and everyone's like going up in arms to the People magazine. But it's like, well, they did like, who are they? It's like, they're not her counselors. So if she agreed to do the interview, like, why wouldn't, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about whether they should have posted it or not. I mean,
she seemed heavily medicated to me. I don't know. I don't know if she was on something, but she definitely seemed like she was medicated, like maybe for something like depression.
Yes. That's what I meant by something. I meant like depression medication or
right. And I feel so bad for her. I mean, watching it, it's so sad. I mean, I've seen her grow up through the years, and I mean, just the custody battle and that kind of thing. It's gotta change you as a person. And then being in that world of a celebrity and growing up in it, being a child actor, I mean, it does something to people. So I feel for her. I hope that she overcomes whatever problems that she has, and I hope people are nicer about it, you know. But the show will be interesting because if you're so heavily medicated, how do you really turn on the acting? You know, you have to really have a lot of expression, and I think you have to be able to feel things.
Maybe she stopped for filming and then resumed it on her off time. But I do know she came out as a rebuttal from everyone talk. She's like, I can't believe I even have to defend myself, but everyone's saying so. I'm going to come out here. She's like, it was an 8-hour interview, an 8-hour day. I was very tired. My dog was like in the vet, or it was almost like my dog lost my homework type of thing. I heard some other podcasts, Claudia from the Toast say it sounded like my dog ate my homework. Kind of just blaming a bunch of things that, let's be real, I don't care how tired you are, you don't slur just because you're tired. And she's like, and if I'm on medication, it's no one's business. So she basically is saying, like, I'm probably on something, but I'm not going to tell you on your business.
Right.
So
she's saying it without saying it. Yeah.
Yep.
So and it's not our business, but it's public, so she's putting it out there.
I mean, we're gonna notice.
Mm-hmm.
It is interesting. They probably should have cut the interview short.
Agreed.
I would think. Like, let's reschedule.
Yep.
Yeah, they probably should have done that.
I know. It was sad to watch. I'll say that. Like, it's heartbreaking to see some of these celebrities.
It was giving Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
It was giving, like, I don't know how the interviewer was, like, kept going. I would have been like, there's something wrong. Like, we got to stop.
I know. Well, then I'm watching it and I'm like, she's not doing terribly, but it just, you really do see it. You see, like, the slurring and, you know, I mean, she was, at times it was hard for her to, you know,
her eyes were heavy.
Yeah. It was hard for me to watch. I'll say that. It was.
I know.
I was like, oh.
Remember on Bring It On?
Yeah.
And Tucker Must Die, all those movies. Love her. I hope she gets better. I hope she, you know, every day is a day to turn around. And, like, Amanda Bynes, we don't want her going down that route.
Oh, my God. She's another one. Well, look at Lindsay Lohan now. I mean, Lindsay's making a comeback a little bit.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm so happy. And she just had a baby. I mean, she's really, like, I grew up watching Lindsay, and I saw all the craziness and all the partying and, you know, her going to jail. I mean, she really was going down a bad path.
I'm so happy for her. I know.
I'm so happy for her.
She's one of the few. She's one of the few that have turned it around. I mean,
and look at she had. Yeah, I know. And I think with Lindsay, she, like, went away. She lived overseas for a while. I mean, she probably still does. And I think she just got out of Hollywood. And I think that's what saved her ultimately.
Yeah, or she did the work. She got counseling. She got with her family. She really concentrated on, like. I always tell Brianna. I've always told her this, and you should tell the baby. I've always said, think of drugs and alcohol like abuse. Don't ever touch drugs, but, like, if you do, like, always think. I always tell her, you can't put back a broken glass. Like, once the glass shatters, you can't put it back. You go too far down that road, you'll never be the same person you were when you started. You just don't.
I love that.
Even if you recover, you're still not the same. It's something's off. You're different. Like, you're never going to be back to the same. So, like, just don't go there.
I love that. That's great parenting advice, Lisa. I love that. It's true, though.
Everyone I see, like, they turn odd. They become odd. They don't have the same conversations. They don't have the same spark, the same light. Like, just don't do it. It's not worth it.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's not.
How many drug people do you know that are happy? Like, that you look at, you're like, wow, I want to be like that. You don't.
I know. You just never know with anything. You have to be careful, especially nowadays. It's so dangerous to do anything like that.
It's
so dangerous.
Yeah, now the fentanyl will kill you. Yeah. So you can't even explore. No. Last thing before I let you go. Did you see Tommy Lee? You know Tommy Lee and his wife, Britney Furlan?
Yeah, I like her. She's cute.
She has a podcast. She's funny. I've never heard it, but I see, like, her clips. They live in California, I think, and so they have, like, a Ring camera, and they let their dogs out to go potty. And this big-ass coyote, did you see the video?
I didn't see it.
She posted on her Instagram, I just had a terrifying, like, trigger warning, blah, blah, blah. I just had thank God I got my dog back. You see the dogs by the pool, and the coyote comes.
No.
Snatches the dog. You hear the dog. Snatches the dog and runs away. So Tommy Lee doesn't know what's happening. He's just he's like, what? And she's like, Mama Bear can lift up a car and do whatever to save her child. So she runs, the coyote had to, like, jump the wall with the dog in his mouth. She grabs her dog because the coyote was having trouble jumping over the wall, and she saved her dog by this 2 seconds.
Oh my God.
You gotta see that.
I those videos scare me because I'm like, what is going on? And I'm sure, I figured because she posted something like that it was okay, but it's like, that freaks me out. I am so sensitive with dogs, but I'm so glad. I mean, that is something that I would do too. I would be going after that coyote, trying to get my dog.
Can you imagine if she wouldn't have got there on time? Like, how do you live? How do you live knowing your dog's being ripped apart by a coyote?
No. It's so scary. We're in the woods here, and like we're up in the mountains. This is why my service is so bad. And it's beautiful up here, but my aunt and uncle have been taking out the dog, and they're scared because they're like, we can hear howling, and so they keep him on a leash, and we're like, you know, they're watching him like a hawk. It is so scary.
A leash and maybe carry like a stick or something.
I know, right?
Yes. Well, Tommy, when she brought the dog back, he's like, "What happened?" She's like, and then she posted a post, and she's like, "Be careful because these coyotes are not scared of us. They're doing this in broad day." It was 1:00 in the afternoon. She's like, "They're not scared." And I've heard of all these people are messaging me now because I posted that their dogs have been snatched on their leash just from the like they're just like terrorizing the neighborhood.
That's terrible.
So
they need some animal control in that neighborhood. I mean, it's not good.
We have coyotes in Florida.
We do?
Yes. Michelle, my sister, she lives in Orlando, right in by Disney World. Yeah. She'll send me photos like they're back there by the lake.
Wow. We have bobcats where we are. Coyotes, I wasn't 100% sure, but I mean, there's so much wildlife all the time. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. There's a bunch of, you know, animals everywhere. And then the alligators, you can't keep your dog by the pond or anything like that.
Never.
So
never.
It's just scary. It's scary right now.
Save your dogs, protect your animals. Oh my God. People that go outside with their dog off leash and it's illegal. You're stupid. You don't love your dog if you do that.
Yeah, I agree. Put them on a leash. Yep.
So that's all I have for today. Thank you so much, Natalie, for joining.
Thank you for having me.
I hope you had fun. Come back soon.
I had a great time. Thank you for having me, Lisa.
You'll see her again very soon. Bye.